So, it turns out, for the first half of this episode, well, actually, the whole episode, yeah. It's gonna be pretty poor mic quality. Here, we'll put this at the beginning of the video, or the podcast. Yeah.
Disclaimer.
So we did the entire episode. Basically, I changed mics because I use a different mic for when I'm just using my PC, because this is a nice, amazing 360-degree mic for recording a podcast in person. Meanwhile, I have a directional mic over there. And since I changed mics, I forgot to manually set it to record from this mic. So it was recording from a headset mic on the wall, as opposed to either of the new nice microphones that were gifted to me. It's interesting.
We hope you still enjoy this episode regardless.
Yeah, please still enjoy. That I will not make that mistake again.
I'm going to kill Phil.
Okay, anyways, on to the episode.
Greetings, listeners. How's it going? Welcome to the podcast. This is a beautiful show where we will talk about whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want. Each round we will have one judge as the host and a few competitors, and whoever brings the most interesting, intriguing, or succulent story shall be crowned the winner and judge of the next episode. So, as your host for this time, it's me, Ashley. We have Ashton, Maddie, and Phil, 2 L's.
Hi, I'm Phil with 2 L's.
You are.
You sound like a robot.
So, before we get our topic started, how's it going for today, guys? How's it going? Is it going good?
It's going pretty solid.
You're going pretty solid?
Kind of interesting. In show choir, we're at the point where we're about to go on for our first show, our first competition. It's this Saturday in Viterbo.
No, you can't have that one. You can't chocolate those out.
And he was selecting solos, or at least temporary, and I got the one that I tried just to say I could try them all, like, that I didn't really want.
Oh, damn.
Which is really unfortunate, because last year, I didn't win Best Soloist a single time, which that would be fine usually, but it was someone else in our same group every single time, and it was always someone else that was like less often recognized as me, so the feelings of jealousy sprouted very quickly. And I don't know, if I just get like overshadowed this entire year, again, I'm gonna cry.
Not the story,
But yeah.
bro.
Simply stop being jealous.
He wants the story. Maddie, do you have anything interesting to talk about today?
We went to Tom's house and we escaped it.
Yeah, you did escape the tomfoolery escape room of escaping.
I knew this was hot.
You would say that.
You should keep like right
Would you not?
in his chest.
No.
So yeah, for audio listeners, if you don't know, I do work at a place that has escape rooms, and these fools, as well as a few others, decided to try to do the escape room, and I did succeed, albeit with a little bit of help with my very bad-sounding voice over that microphone. It sounds very bad, but it's very funny.
Should we put the video on?
I was gonna say
Gamers?
we can have it as like a Gamers YouTube channel exclusive, because it wouldn't really work in the format of a podcast.
That would be
That's so true. We can just put it on the game. Why are you eating all the hot chip? Why didn't you open it party style?
Because you said to not eat all of it, so I
Not
thought you wanted to.
you specifically.
Did you go? You not take the entire bag.
No, I'm not gonna eat them.
But yeah, they did escape the room, and they did a good job. Ironically, the last time that we talked about the escape rooms was when I was also last hosting. So
That's true.
that was also our one video where we had to do it manually from our homes. But luckily, we're all here this time around. So.
And then well, most of us are here.
Next time, if we have to do that again because of schedule conflicts,
Yeah.
the audio will be balanced.
The
We'll do
audio
it better.
will be balanced.
We will fix it.
We will. Yeah, I'll do a practice video next time, because the issue is that I didn't look at the practice video, so I wasn't sure how things were equalized. But It'll be better equalized, and you guys won't be suffering nearly as much. I will also put on more audio suppression on my end, because you can hear my chair creaking like the entire time.
All of us were just like,
Oh god.
But-
Oh god,
and-
preach.
I'll have better microphone quality. They
Yeah.
won't just be staticky. Because for Christmas I got 2 microphones.
No, one of them was for your birthday, the other one was for Christmas.
Or yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the one for my birthday
Same thing.
from Ashley, and I think partially Ashton.
Yeah.
Thank you again, by the way. It's the same microphone we started the podcast with, a nice 360 microphone, the one you use, the one you see right here, a Blue Yeti Snowball. And then the other one, I'm forgetting what it's called. Why do you not? It's a HyperX microphone.
Non-spawn.
I will be using my headphones again like last time.
But
And it'll be fine.
Because I don't have a computer.
We'll make sure it sounds good.
the other one is a nice HyperX microphone from my dad that has directional audio, which will be great for Discord and everything and YouTube videos to record on PC.
Okay.
So yeah, aside from escaping rooms and doing pretty good at them, I'd say my day was rather interesting as only 3 people at my job were really qualified to run the escape rooms in virtual reality, and 2 of them were not able to come in, so I was down there the whole time with nobody to help, so
Damn.
I kind of ran the entire thing all day, which isn't the first time it's happened, and it certainly shouldn't be the last time, but we'll see how that goes.
Is it hard to run them?
It is kind of hard because I need to be able to learn, because you need to be able to know how to run all 3 of our games, and then our 2 different escape rooms, and you can't, like, leave them unattended. So you're not gonna be at the counter the whole time, and then you have to like deal with like a small line of customers when you're done with whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And then especially with people, because they will order online as well, I have to like reschedule them because they weren't at the desk for me to make sure that it lined up with the other thing. Because I need to account for when I'm gone for the escape rooms and when I'm gone for the VR. So there's always people who order online that I have to readjust. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but luckily today wasn't nearly as bad as the last time I did. The last time I did it, I was cracked and I was like dead by the end of it, but you know, it went pretty well. And do you have anything interesting happen today?
at the end of my shift. So I wore this shirt all day at work.
You wore that at work? In
Like,
the Walmart?
Like I had the vest on, so you couldn't see the boob.
For reference, audio listeners, Ashton's shirt is
Booby.
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 Booby girl.
an anime
Anime
girl
booby.
with white hair, black nails, and black outfit with a skirt, thigh highs, and very small bra.
Average.
Great description.
Oh yeah, average bra.
Average Twitter artist.
And I get to the end of my shift, like
If you're really to find a bad
I
bitch
clock
to
out,
check
I
the
put
mirror.
my vest in the
Thank you,
locker,
already.
Yeah.
get my sweater on. My one of my team leads walks by, does a double take. It's like, you wore that to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's not gonna be the last time either.
No, you should get progressively worse shirts.
So next time I'll wear the other
the
one.
actual
You should
t-shirt.
borrow Joey's furry shirt.
No,
No!
not that one.
I don't trust.
I don't like
No,
that one.
it-
Ashley gets fired from Walmart. If Joey doesn't come over, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
But-
traffic. Joey may be coming later.
He promised. He'd
He
come
did
over.
promise. He did promise. He knew what
He did. He wasn't like
He wasn't actively doing. He took out the recycling. That's
No.
it.
the team lead wasn't like angry or disapproving of it. I think he was more like confused, like
Why?
Please, flabbergasted.
bamboozled, if you will.
No way. Are you drinking a Starry?
Pepsi, or at least Wish Pack, has replaced Sierra Mist again. They tried it once by replacing it with Mist Twist in 2014,
People just
16. It flopped almost immediately.
Miss Twist is better than Starry.
I mean, name-wise, yes.
But now it's Starry. Then it's more flavorful.
I don't like it.
It
nearly
feels
as much.
sweeter.
It's definitely sweeter, but I kind of like the static flavor of the
The
original.
static flavor.
Oh, I like it. Not as much as the vibe of Sierra Mist, but
Yeah, yeah. Sierra Mist, like, there's something about it, you know.
Gonna go drink it.
Audio listeners, we love you to death, and also visual listeners.
Oh
Visual
my
listeners.
god!
So as for reference, the Phil Cat decided to knock down a very lovely picture.
A portrait of me.
Oh my. No wonder why she broke it.
Video watchers, this is the stinky person who did it. Blame this cat in the comment section below.
I'm gonna get a mini vacuum.
Yeah, you get the mini back.
I'm gonna have an autistic breakdown
Why?
because of that single noise and the glass breaking.
Alright, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Well, it's actually very irregularly scheduled.
I might be editing this episode tomorrow.
We'll see.
But even then, we're 2 days late to our weekly thing that we missed last week of because we were busy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be up at 8 a.m.
I gotta be up.
One broken glass later, we are back.
Logo could have been so much better.
We are still on the topic of Starry
The
being
whole
kind of sucky.
thing could just stay share miss.
They really could, but they don't want it for some reason.
Why didn't they want? What's their reason?
Because Share Miss is too long to make convenient.
It's fine.
Apparently, it doesn't sell well, and
You think
They-
this will?
if you would let me finish,
No.
they said they wanted to get new customers into the lemon lime scheme of things.
Who
No.
the fuck is buying lemon lime that hasn't already been introduced to it?
What about the name Starry says lemon lime?
What about the name Sprite says lemon lime or
Sprite.
Sierra Mist?
Sprite is better for it.
Arguably, the only one that actually made sense was like,
Not 7-Up.
well, not Miss Twist, because that one did try.
Shut up, Magical.
Kind of Mist Twist though.
Well, Twist made sense, but not the Mist. Either way, well, going back on the topic.
I was gonna say something. That's pretty. So,
Yeah, that it is.
You know, Ashton's mom almost named him Magical.
and Atreyu.
The fuck is wrong? Well, I was gonna say what's wrong with your mom, but she's also been to the mental with a lot of people.
They don't know
Who
that.
names a kid magical?
Ashton's mom? Almost.
Almost.
Magical.
The only thing stopping her was my dad.
Thank God for
Thanks,
your
Dad.
fucking dad.
Thank God for your dad.
Thank God
You
for
could have
it.
been
Not
magical
Papa
Mathis.
Mathis.
Mad.
Magical.
You could have been Magic Mike Mathis.
Oh my God, you would. You would have been Magic Mike. That's why they wanted to be
That's so
magical.
funny. We gotta change his name to Magic. You have to go to the court.
All
Let's
right.
get that shit changed.
So, I unfortunately don't have the best segue from what we were talking about to this, but today's topic.
Broken glass to broken bone.
I mean, yeah, you could say that. It's all about childhood, like injuries. You know, events that may have happened to you that left you in a bit of an ouchie, ouchie. Feel free to say your own stories. Talk about ones they found on the internet, or whatever does
Magical
you know?
Michael Mathis.
You could even make it up. I don't know, but yeah, it's all about childhood injuries. This episode.
Hang on.
So, do you guys have any names, any titles for your stories?
My story's
Yeah.
like 2 sentences long.
My name encompasses 3 short stories.
I mean, that's fine. You know, you can talk multiple because like it doesn't take long to talk about injuries. So, I mean, if you have multiple stories, that's
I'm naming mine Upsetty Spaghetti.
all right. Upsetting spaghetti. Okay. What else? You got.
Yeah. Ashton.
What'd I do to you? I didn't.
No, I'm saying you should go.
Oh.
Because I had one and then I decided it wasn't good.
I was like, did I give you an injury? Probably.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, probably.
Audio listeners, they're beating each other to death.
Alright, the name that encompasses 3 stories is called Ouch.
So true. I don't think that's even the first time that you've had a story named Ouch.
No. We had one in purple.
One purple. I think the roller coaster one was named Ouch.
Yeah.
This is Ouch.
Ouch 2 Electric
sequel.
No, this is Ouch the prequel.
The
Ouch,
prequel.
The prequel. Alright.
My title will be. Oh, right through the lip.
Ew.
Wow, I
Did you
wonder.
use
I
lip?
wonder what happens in that.
I don't
I wonder if something goes through the lip.
Did I know
Maddie,
about this?
since you actually kind of you didn't have to think for like that long to make
It was like
yours.
2 seconds.
You can go first.
Okay.
I'm interested in what your story or stories is.
It's just one. It's not even that
Just
cool.
one.
I was hanging with the kids, boys, boys, at like age 12, 13, around there. We used to ride bikes all day, every day, all the fucking time.
Real.
We always rode bikes, like everywhere, because we're kids. What else are you supposed to drive a car? No. And
We should get back on.
one day, I'm chilling, biking, and I fall, and I bust open my knee, right, as one does when they fall on the bike. And I was chilling, I was probably crying, I think I was crying, and we were outside in Phil's driveway, and they were like, oh, we're gonna help you. And then I think Phil said something that just really just made me mad, upset.
Me? No.
I think it was, no, it was like 100%.
Never.
I think it was like 100%. And like, I was open wound on the knee, got back onto my bike, and started to bike away. But then I ended up slipping and busting open the same knee on the in front of a car. Like, that person watched me hit and fall, and I think they got out to help me. I'm like, I was just
Fucking
trying to
double
go.
down.
I was just trying to go home because I was upset with Phil, and then I had to go back to Phil's house because my knee was busted open. And now there is not a single feeling in this knee. And there's like this size gap, like this size skin that's just fucked up.
No dirt. Really?
Yeah. Yeah! I can't pull it up because my pants are put right here. You can't.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's just like numb right there.
As I see, most of these stories are going to be a bit short. I actually do have an interesting side story to go with that.
Go ahead.
On a similar note, I was biking down my driveway. You guys have been to my house. You know, I have a long-ass driveway that just kind of goes downhill.
Yep.
I was biking around the top of it because, you know, that's the only kind of flat area is out there with, like, the garage and the shed.
Mm-hmm.
I was biking up there, and I was like, you know, I have this long driveway. I might as well try to bike down it. I couldn't have been much older than, like, 6 or 7. So I went down, and I was like, oh, wait, how do you brake? I don't want to slow down. So, you guys know, like, how there's a house, like, right across the street from me?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
put your feet down.
I did not put my feet down.
Ah!
No, not immediately. So I did go down, and then, like, I remembered how to brake, but it wasn't until, like, last minute. So you know how he has, like, that tree in his front yard on the left? It kind of, like, and how it goes, like, that whole entire, like, thing, like, dips down towards the lake.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, no, absolutely not, but
You
you're
probably-
painting a good picture.
So it goes down to the lake, and there's the house.
So maybe like twice.
Like, there's the foundation of the house, and then
Yeah.
obviously a plateau so they can make the garage and stuff. But, like, there's, like, this part on the side still, between the two houses, like, still goes down with the slope of the
fucking
original
got
hill.
Yeah.
I'll make a childhood story right now.
This is
No,
not
it's
an adult.
Don't care.
An adulthood story.
So, I was right, and then, like, I stopped myself right at this point where I was holding onto a tree, trying not to tilt over onto, essentially, like, shut the fuck up. Shut the, yeah, I was trying to pull my bike back up while I was holding onto this tree so I didn't, like, fall over the ledge.
Yeah.
And obviously I failed. So I fell down, I busted my shit,
Oh.
and I somehow didn't break
Rainbow.
anything during that. But that was just kind of a similar story as me getting absolutely my shit wrecked off of a bike
I
accident.
got like 2 more. When I was like 5 or something, I used to live at the big white house over there on Big Hill. It was a big old hill, and apparently we're going sledding because we love sledding, and my dad pushes me straight into a fucking tree, and I smacked the shit out of my face. I was like, oh. And then I don't remember the pain, but I remember playing on fucking, what are those things called? Game Boy afterwards, because I was playing Zelda on a Game Boy at 5, because they were like, here, play this, you'll feel better. I'm like, alright, I felt better.
Okay, it starts gaming.
Here. This is, because the other one doesn't involve me getting hurt in a
I
way.
see.
Here.
Well, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'll have to tally up the points in my head. You know, it's pretty good. You know, some bonus points for reminding me of my bike story.
Too much housework. It's 9 p.m. Why are you still doing housework?
All right. I think next up, let's go with your story. You got an interesting name, although it did seem to be pretty straightforward as to what it was about. But you know, I'll put off all of that. You know, I'll listen.
My story was entitled "Oh, right through the lip."
Oh, that's a baseball.
It's actually 2 parts. It's the story of me and Haley's matching scar right between our bottom lip, or right under our bottom lip. So, my end of the story, and also I think we should do like a part 2 of this episode with Haley here and like some of the other people, because I know Haley at least has some banger childhood injuries. Like she like almost died biking, and she almost had cancer.
Wow.
But
What? Those are like 2 different.
she had a tumor on her breast. It was benign.
Okay, what does that have to do with childhood injury? That's just a tumor
Well,
on the breast.
She almost had cancer as a child, so that's not healthy. That's an injury. But I guess I'll start with her side of the story because, like, it's I don't know. It feels better to end on a personal note. But hers was we were sledding. She did get her scar first, so it makes sense. But we were sledding on a place we called Bunny Hill. It was in August Derleth Park, now known as River's Edge Park or whatever.
It's still Augie Derleth Park.
It's still Augie Durham.
So Augie?
Yep.
What's the splash pad
That's just the
called?
name of the splash pad.
Mm.
It's not the same.
Well, yeah, we were there. We were sledding down a hill. There was a bunch of trees and everything, but that didn't matter. We were sledding for a long time with, like, our great aunt and, like, our parents and stuff. I can't remember all who was there, but I know there was a lot of people. And we were on the little circle sleds, the saucers or whatever.
You're the
Yeah.
saucer.
And it was, of course, after one of the days in Wisconsin where it got warm the previous day and then it froze the next day.
So was all life.
No.
Really?
But as we were sledding down, Haley on her sled hit a patch of ice, and the sled went up the hill while she continued going down.
Damn.
And then her face hit the ice sheet directly. And Haley, okay, so when she was a child, her first teeth that she lost, like main teeth that she lost, were her front 2 teeth.
Uh-huh.
So those were pretty much the only adult teeth in her mouth. She just had big old chompers right in the front. When her face hit the ice sheet, those front 2 teeth went through her bottom lip. They pierced the skin and the flesh all the way through. And she was bleeding horrendously on her pink little snowsuit, or at least a snow coat, I know. And my grandparents or great aunt or someone, I can't remember who, had to drive her to the hospital. She had to get many stitches. As you can imagine, it's not good to have your teeth go through your lip. It was brutal. I think we continued sledding after that.
Why?
Just without her. But, like,
Damn.
It's a fun day. It's a snowy day, and I keep sledding. And why not? But yeah. And then we can go on to my house story. I think this might be only like a year later, maybe or more, but not many years later. I was still a very small child, and I was with Haley actually, surprisingly again, and we were building a gravel hill because why not? There's a lot of gravel in an area. We were on my grandma's farm, the dead grandma. We were on her farm, and she and my mom and my aunt and all the adults were helping paint a giant farm wagon. They were painting it yellow and green because Wisconsin Packers, you know.
Baggers.
But me and Haley were bored, left unattended, so I wanted to build a gravel hill. So we were building a hill, as you do. Trying to recreate like a snow hill, you know, like the plows make, so we could like kick the hill or something, I don't know. But we were piling up, and we got like all the gravel from the area. Then we noticed there was a lot of gravel on the other side of the wagon, or at least I noticed. So I went to go get said gravel, but the problem was, instead,
Shut the fuck up.
instead of going around the wagon, I decided to go under the wagon.
Why?
That's a great question.
Did you think it was faster?
Yeah, probably actually. And instead of getting down and then crawling, I like walked to start. I like bent down to start crawling as soon as I got to the wagon. But from anyone else's point of view, it looked like I just walked directly into the corner, full speed. Like maybe even like going down towards the corner a little bit. But I hit right below my lip, pierced it with the corner of the actively being painted wagon. So there were little bits of like yellow and green paint in them, which was absolutely awful. And it was bleeding a lot, hurt really bad. I was crying. I had to go to the hospital. I don't remember much from in the hospital. Like not like a long stay. Yeah.
I've never noticed in the time that I've known you, neither yours or Haley's scars on your lips.
Right there.
You're acting like I can see in this light.
Yeah, that's a shadow.
Let's just
Audio. Oh yeah, it is there.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You're
Audio listeners, fuck you.
I was
You know,
just gonna say that.
and visuals. Screw you. I'm not walking over there. But
Get a nice face shot.
yeah. I had to go to the hospital. I don't think I had to get stitches. I was always the lucky one. Never had to get stitches. Never had to get braces. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's me and Haley's shared scar, where her teeth and the wagon both went right through the lip.
I feel like your dad would say that if he watched you do it.
You certainly did commit to the bit of that being the thing. That was rather entertaining. It was pretty interesting. I like how you guys have almost drastically different ways that you guys got a similar scar.
Yeah, it's
Just-
kind of concerning,
Yeah.
that we got the same thing.
Yeah, it just kind of makes me realize, like, I've never really had an injury to the face. I've been pretty lucky, which I've never, like, really had anything. Well, I think there's a similar, actually I do kind of, at the time that something did happen. We were riding around, my grandpa had his pontoon, and then we were riding behind on, like, one of those inflatable things, you know? So we were riding behind one of those, and, you know, the rope that he was using was kind of sketch. And then we kept saying, hey, you know, stop doing that, we're done. And then he just kept insisting to do one more. And then the rope snapped and then whipped all the way across my body and face and the entire left side of my body. And it was all, like, bruised up. Luckily, no injury, but it's always the left side of my body that tends to get injured, which is kind of funny. Broke left arm, left foot injury, left side of everything. It's kind of funny.
Maybe
What
the right
would-
side of your brain just sucks. Can we get a pontoon? Can we get a friendship?
No.
Can we get a friend pontoon? Can we
I'm not
pool
buying a-
out
I'm not buying a
a bunch of
pontoon.
our money together and buy a pontoon
A lot.
together? And then we
With
can...
my
we can
$10
go
an
on the
hour
lake.
job.
Well, obviously we would all be paying a very small portion of it for a long period of time. But can we get a pontoon, a friend tune,
No.
pontoon?
Friend tune.
Let's get a friend
Maybe.
pontoon.
Maybe when we retire.
Obviously.
No, let's
You
get
think
a
I
friend
wanna talk
pontoon.
to you
What-
after I
Only
retire?
old people buy pontoons.
What if I get a pontoon, and then we go on friend pontoon trips?
fine.
That's your money.
Yep. Okay, but
Good job, buddy.
I almost went blind once
Oh?
Cool.
because of a second grader.
What?
Joey was there.
What?
What?
Only Joey was here.
What?
Would you like to hear this amazing
Yeah,
story?
sure.
Okay, so basically, I was swinging, and then this was third, fourth, fifth grade, somewhere in that area.
We're not in the same school.
And I was hanging out with Joey, and we were swinging, and at the park in Bluffview, of course.
Oh, okay.
And some random kids came up and started like making fun of Joey, calling Joey Elf Nose. Which, bro, don't do my man's like that.
Don't do my
But,
guy like that.
Then, like, I was like, hey, stop being jerks. But in like a fifth grader way, you know.
I bet it was Monty.
Bro,
No,
oh
actually.
my god. Fucking Monty.
Did he move?
Yeah.
It was
Does the trailer look like it's by my house anymore? No.
it was some random dumb chubby white kid, you know. But
It's pretty vague.
Carter.
That's pretty vague given Wisconsin.
It's pretty vague if he bluffs you.
I'm allowed to say that because he was a jerk. So, yeah, we were doing that, and then he started to threaten to hit me with a stick.
I don't know. That sounds
okay.
like Monty.
And I was like, just shut up, dude. You're not gonna throw a stick. That would be mean. Stop.
He then threw the stick.
He then threw the stick,
So he didn't
And
threaten, he just did.
and it hit me right by the eye,
Oh
less than
my
an
God.
inch away from my eye. It was right between my eye and the bridge of my nose, and it did in fact bleed.
I would
It-
have
it
punched the
stabbed
shit
through
out of
and
that
bleed.
kid.
No, I was holding back tears.
I would've
I
been-
walked home after that.
I would have been crying, but also beating his ass.
He did the child thing, being like, oh my god, I did that. I'm gonna go to jail. I committed a crime.
And then he did go to jail.
Then I walked back to my house.
You just left Joey there?
No, with Joey. And talked to my mom. And then my mom did the mom thing.
Of course.
She
Yeah.
walked to the park, she talked to that young man, and said that she knew his mom, and his mom would be very disappointed.
I would just beat the shit out of him.
Well, I was in like fifth. You know me. I don't get into conflict.
I would've
I do.
beat
But
that bitch.
I got into a fist fight with her brother,
You did.
Ah, yeah.
and it ended in a stalemate because I got a bloody nose.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if my mom actually knew the kid's mom or not.
Probably not.
But he was scared,
Good.
and he did not appreciate that stern talking to.
That's how you like get them. You like tell them you know their parents, and they're like, "Oh, do we have my mom?" And you're like, "You did this yourself." Like, don't.
You're going to jail. I'm pretty
Please
sure.
tell me that picked up on the line.
Audio listeners, Ash was in the bathroom, and he was screwed.
I hope that's your nose.
There was an elephant in your bathroom.
I hope that's your nose.
Ashton is fighting demons in the bathroom right now.
That's his ass, actually. That is
I'm-
coming out of his ass.
I'm pretty sure that same kid was friends with the Monty Ashton was talking
Oh,
about, though. And
did he move? Is the trailer next to my house?
he was not in the trailer next to your house.
No, he lived with Sandy. In the trailer next to my
I
house.
don't know who Sandy is. I'm sorry.
The trailer that is going
You
You
to
know,
occupied
Hurricane
months.
Sandy. Yeah, no.
Ah, yeah, like Sandy from Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, she lived next door.
Yeehaw.
But I think he actually commit crimes later too.
Good.
As in, like he stole keys from someone and threw them into the bushes.
Stop playing the
in
weed crash
forest.
noise in the bathroom.
Is that the brown note?
No! Stop.
But yeah,
No kids are shit.
that's neat. I could have went blind if that kid just stabbed me in the eye.
You really could.
I was hanging out with Kendra one day when Kendra used to live. She didn't invite me to her wedding either. So, anyways, it's not about her, it's about me. She used to live over at my mom's house, and there was this, like, weird patch of wood that I think used to be a shed, but it was just wood and, like, nails and stuff. And one day it was raining, and, you know,
Why'd you say it like that?
being kids, you want to go play in the rain, right? Go get wet, have fun, jump in puddles, ha 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 ha, rain. And so we were fucking around on that slab of wood, sitting outside, and I was big brain. I ran across it, and then I slipped, and a nail went right into my fucking knee.
Oh my
I
god.
was like, wait, I think this is the knee that's actually gone, but it went into that injury. Like that was like
Oh
partially.
my god.
That injury was partially healed, and then a nail just stuck into my knee. I'm like, ugh.
That's like one of my worst nightmares. Like,
Yeah.
criminals, if you ever want to torture me, like, nails.
Right into my knee. There's like a little. If you look at my knee, there's like a little spot where you can see where the nail.
Yes, I can see right through your
I
pants.
can't pull these up.
No,
They're too tight.
Try harder.
Yeah.
that's what she said.
Yeah.
Wait,
I can go take a picture of it.
nope, that still stands.
I can go take a picture of it.
When you said they're too tight, I said that's what she said, and I realized, wait, that would mean they them is too tight. I am they them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a
No,
picture of it.
and then I said that still stands, and it was really funny.
Slay them. Those are my pronouns. Slay / slam.
Why does this bend so much? Metal pipes usually aren't supposed to bend. Oh, it's because of the carpet.
Carpet.
Oh wait.
Why? Is it not bad as one? It's fine.
Excuse me.
You'll never take me alive!
Let's sit on him.
Ow!
Anyways.
What?
Oh, that's you.
I hit my head. Why did you stab a can with a knife? A Damascus steel knife?
I'm not seeing the star right now.
As you can see, this is like, this part is the scar from falling, and this is the nail scar.
Ouch.
It's, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Ow! You can't while I'm upside down. Ah!
I'm gonna break your back.
More modern day injuries here.
I'm gonna poke you in the butt.
Excuse me?
Not you.
Oh. I was like, okay.
Audio listeners will love you to death, but just kidding, we don't. Anyways, I think once I think you are the only one who has the story left to say. What is yours? Out the prequel.
Alright, these are going in
Chronological
chronological order. So, when I was 5, I still lived with my mom
Thank you, Mr. Beast.
in Walk. No one believes that town exists except me.
It doesn't.
No one. Yes, it does.
There's no way
I'm looking it up right now. Beep boop boop beep boop does not exist.
Damn.
88 Pogo, stupid.
And I don't think I was actually in
Why are you
Walk when this
facing
happened.
away?
I was at my grandma's who lived in Union Center,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and
Yep.
you know those the leg rests for the rocking chairs that also rock.
Yes. Yep.
I was fucking around with one of those,
As you do.
like standing on it,
Yeah.
rocking
Yeah.
around.
It's like a surfboard.
And she has this perfectly nice wooden table,
Mm-hmm.
like this, but with sharp ends.
Yeah.
I fell off of the ottoman and fell right on my left eyebrow, very close to my eye, mind you. And that day I had to get 5 stitches. I don't know where we went to get them. I don't remember
hospital.
being at the
Chad's
hospital.
house.
No, not Chad. We didn't go to Chad that day.
Your sister's dad.
But as of now, this is the deepest and most prominent scar I have.
You almost got another one in the same spot.
No. Shut.
That's coming up.
Next one. That was a couple years later. I think 8 years old.
Where'd you live?
I still lived in Moneywalk,
No,
but I
you-
was at my dad's house this
No.
time in Laval. See,
Your grandma's house?
well, it was my dad's house.
Oh,
I
that
see.
house out there in like the middle of nowhere.
No.
Not that one.
My dad used to live where my grandma lives now.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Oh, did she still? Oh.
Well, I wouldn't call that the middle of nowhere because it does have like stuff. And it's like
No,
entirely
his-
small.
I think it was your other. Like.
Anyway,
Either way.
I used to have this friend who lived across. I'm not drinking it. Oh.
It's like nerd.
Yeah. Who lived across the street named RJ.
RJ.
He was this fat little kid who
Funky little man.
That's always a fat little kid.
I played with like at least once a week. He had a pool in his backyard. He had lightsabers. His house smelled weird. It was great.
That's the best friend house.
And one day I was biking over there because apparently biking was preferable to walking across the street. And,
Well, obviously.
Get out of here with that shit. Biking.
and the handles, or at least the right handle, that was the left one. The left handle didn't have the cover on it, so
Oh.
it's just bare metal.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I'm on the sidewalk, like the left sidewalk. I turn, there's a little thing of sand here, and like I turn right on the sand, so the bike doesn't turn properly. I fall over, bash my chin right on the bare metal.
Oh.
Also had to get stitches for this one. Grandma drove me to the ER, and I remember watching Family Guy on the
W
TV.
Grandma. W-E-R.
I've never had to get stitches ever.
I don't know if you could tell, but there's like
No, you got your weird
No, you got your
patch
weird
of
soul patch
hair.
thing.
what?
You got your little soul patch.
That's what that kind of beard is called.
There's no like bare patch of no hair where
Oh.
the scar would be.
I mean,
I don't pay enough attention
to your chin.
To your chin.
Fine, mine you mean my lack of neck.
True.
I'm mean.
You got no neck.
I got
No,
no neck,
no
and
neck.
it makes me very sad.
L. B sad.
What was the JonTron thing that was now for kids no neck?
Oh.
For kids, no neck's finally a gaming system for me.
You look like John Tron, bro.
Except I'm not a Nazi.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
What?
He's a Nazi?
What happened with John Tron?
Or no, he's racist.
No, yeah,
Oh.
he's racist. Almost.
He was thinking about Kanye.
Yeah, you were thinking about
For a
Kanye.
second.
Welcome to the Gamers News segment.
Since when is JonTron racist?
He's been racist
yeah.
since about the Flex Tape video. as far as
Really?
we know. Yeah. As far back as we can recall, he's made some remarks on Twitter.
Oh,
about-
everyone's made. Have you seen
Against
that Mad
who?
Pat's transphobic and ableist?
Yeah, I saw that. It's a bit unfortunate. He was making some like weird tweets about like COVID and shit, and then he was also like racist. Yeah, if you feel so indulged, look it up on your own time. But I liked his content, but now I don't really watch it that much anymore.
That's
unfortunately.
That's
He
gonna be
even
my.
made a new video.
You've seen a new video recently.
That's gonna be my next topic.
Yeah.
Is
Like
controversy.
a couple weeks ago,
It
maybe.
went from like
I think.
weekly uploads to like
3 a year.
yeah.
His most recent video was 4 months ago. I stand corrected.
Yeah. Was it Gem Barf?
No, it's culture,
I think my next topic is gonna be like
which is about like Applebee's
cancel
and
culture
United
and
Stations.
that. I don't know.
Gem Barf.
I think it's hard to like
I didn't watch that one. We have
count points for like a topic like that.
All right,
Sure.
gaming,
So I'll have
gaming,
to see what's up with that.
gaming news section ended. Third story. This one was recent. You were there.
Recent.
Like how recent?
Enough.
Like within a year or two.
Oh.
So, in fact, Riley alluded to this in the car on the way home today.
Oh,
yeah.
Or at least a part of it. So, that Phil has this land. Phil with 2 L's has this land,
Yeah.
and we were up there one day with Riley, and we all started a bonfire that his dad lit with like dish soap and
Oh yes.
sodium something.
No, it was
one ingredient was brake fluid and the other was hot tub chlorine. Brake fluid and chlorine, it combusts
Oh yeah.
spontaneously.
It's amazing.
That can't be good for your lungs.
No.
What?
That can't be good for your lungs.
Oh, it was in a cup. It's fine.
And
Obviously.
What it's not good for is the
Shut up!
environment.
the fire was going. We were putting wood on it. Riley decides to grab this nail, or what? To grab a piece of wood with a nail in it. I'm standing next to.
Oh,
I'm standing next to the fire, not paying attention to what Riley's doing because I entrusted Riley to not injure me.
Why?
Next thing I know, I get a plank of, or I get a burning plank of wood to the face with a nail in it, and it
Riley
caused
would.
another scar right next to the one I had in my eyebrow.
Riley would.
Yes, Phil.
To add specifics, this plank of wood was about half of a picnic bench.
Even worse. Hi, Zoe. What are you doing back here? Oh, everyone grab one.
And I fucking reeled.
Everyone grab one.
Like I was.
You were playing a dangerous game there, Ashley.
Katie.
You picked up the beast. Grab one.
Get over here.
Katie.
Ignore the cat.
Katie.
Grab the last one.
Fine.
Sorry, last talkie segment.
Wait.
Yeah, talk.
I can't get that word.
Al. Yeah, talking noise.
Come on, Boomer.
Okay, sorry.
Mom.
You were saying you reeled?
Real?
I fucking reeled, but it wasn't the kind of pain that's like, I'm crying.
Obviously. Yeah.
Like, it happened. I was stunned for like a good 5 seconds, and then I started laughing my ass off.
Well, yeah, because it's
Because
like
you-
a giant fucking plank of wood with a nail in it at your
Smacking
face.
you in the
You
face.
just got hit in the face with a picnic bench.
That's funny as hell. It's funny as fuck.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
And when Riley's over here being like, dude, are you okay? Because I was in fact bleeding.
He was so
It
scared.
went what? Oh, he was scared?
Yeah.
It went from my eye, like, right above my eyebrow to down. It somehow missed my eye entirely. And then it went down to the nose. Like, the nostril. And it was just not like gushing. It was just kind of
It was
there.
bleeding.
You could have had a Disney Finland scar.
Oh, that would
I almost did.
Oh, no.
I wanted to. I could have been Keys IRL.
Oh yeah, that was the part of the joke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like for a bit.
But it scabbed pretty quickly, and nothing came of it. It was sad.
I think if it was any other temperature besides seething hot, it might have been a different issue.
So the moral of the story is that if I had a nickel for every time I came close to losing my left eye, I'd have two
Two
nickels.
Which isn't a lot. So it's weird that's happened twice.
Zoe, what are you doing back here, girl?
Want to make it 3?
What?
I'm pretty sure it is 3. I just forgot the last one.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty good stories all
Oh,
50
wait.
whole cents.
Oh?
Wait, no, I got a fourth story.
Whoa! Bonus
Oh
round!
my
I
God.
just got reminded of the third time I almost lost my
Oh.
eye.
Okay.
You know about this one.
Mm-hmm.
So in 8th or 7th grade, I was in my English class,
Ooh.
and Rivner,
Rivner. Beloved author Bjorn Geboy and other.
Rivner Newsom was sitting next to me, in like those stupid ass school desks that they always give you.
The one where the seats are attached?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
was making sure you actually take it. I can take it.
I kind of like
Yeah.
those desks, actually.
But the ones that like were forced to like the chair.
Yeah.
I mean, they were convenient to an
I like
extent.
that.
And I turned to him, and I'm like, Hey, you wanna see me? You wanna see a magic trick?
Oh God.
He's like, yeah, sure. So
Of course
I,
you would.
You can't say no to that.
so from his perspective, I start holding my breath, slam my head onto the desk. After a second or two, jolt back up, fall to the left, behind the chair, and fall face flat on the cement.
How did... Was that on purpose? Was that voluntary?
That was not voluntary. I
Well-
passed out for all of it.
What was your perspective?
Black. Next thing I knew, I was on the floor.
Get a fucking magic trick.
Yeah. You were just holding your breath for 2 seconds until you passed out?
No. It's a thing where if you put enough pressure on your chest, or
You
like
should do it
lungs-
right now.
No, I don't wanna.
Just
If you put enough
bam.
pressure on your chest, you black out.
You should do it. There's a corner of a table. You could lose your eye. Come on. You could almost lose your eye.
No, thank you.
Fourth
I need
time's
to
a
drive
charm.
home.
My God, hold his breath.
And-
Smacks.
And for like a good year after that happened, this eye twitched like crazy.
Dude,
I
you're
think I
probably
remember you talking about
concussed.
Well, my eye like randomly twitched for like 2 days and I could not stand
Oh,
it.
2 more stories.
Dude, you were
Whoa.
probably fucking concussed.
I just keep getting reminded
I get
because
that.
each
No,
story
I do
leads
that
into
too.
the next.
I do
Yeah.
that too.
So,
You should continue the one that you were just talking about, where
What kind of
suddenly
magic
burst
trick
on the
was that?
ground.
What the fuck?
and so River's looking at me like,
In
what?
peril.
And I get up, you know,
The teacher didn't say anything?
nope, she wasn't there.
Of course.
Uh,
Average day. Average
A
day.
little bit of like this, the left side of my face was like scraped.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was fine. Other than the eye twitch.
It's get scraped.
Probably in the back of the chair.
Skin.
Oh, that's true.
No, it was from the cement. I like skid on it a little
Oh,
bit.
I see.
You like hit a nerve in your spinal cord and you're just screwed.
And
Your brain stem is fried.
Oh God.
and you know, I get up like nothing happened. Sit back down, class starts.
You know what? That would be you.
Yeah.
Class. Oh, this
Hey,
was
want to
like
see a magic
passing
trick?
period.
Yeah.
Passes out.
Wanna see a magic-
Collapses
Bam!
on
It
the-
was
That reminds me.
it was like it was either right before class or right before lunch started.
I think I might have been before class.
That reminds me of, like, just because you said right before class starts, I almost, well, like, I could have had a severe childhood injury by caffeine overdose,
Of course.
because in 8th grade, when I would go over to the high school for first and second hour,
Yeah. I remember seeing
because
you.
I had SM2 and
You was
biology,
smart.
freshman biology, when I was in 8th grade.
Yep.
I was big smart. But it was around the same time my dad won a year supply of Kickstart for something. I forget what the competition was for. But so what?
No, it's in a year.
No,
It's
it's
in a
been
year.
multiple
Supply.
years.
You're telling me he's used all of that up?
You underestimate how many energy drinks my dad drinks per day.
Money.
He used to drink while he was in sales, and it was just an awful thing that he was always tired for. He used to drink like a rock star to wake up, a rock star for yummy drink, a rock star to keep him awake, and then a rock star recovery before bed.
That's not what they're for.
Yeah, sure it is. But where was
Caffeine
it?
overdose.
Yeah. So I would bring a Kickstart almost every day to class, but I wouldn't drink it in first hour. I would wait until the minute bell before second hour. There's like a 5-minute passing period bell, but then there's a 1-minute bell that's like,
Yeah.
and
They all
I would
know
wait
what I
till
mean,
that, and then I would just slam the Kickstart. And sometimes I would drink an entire,
What is wrong
like,
with you?
You're telling
like
me you
16
couldn't have
ounce.
drunk the thing in class?
I guess
No,
not.
well, you probably could have, but
It's the
Miss
high school.
Ladson was chill. But I drank
Johnson beloved.
I drank an entire Kickstart in under 30 seconds, 5 days a week, and as an 8th grader, so that would be 14 years old or 13 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I 100% could have had a caffeine overdose, but it was maxed at like 120 milligrams of caffeine, and some of them were like a light version of a Kickstart that was like 12 ounces. It was just a skinny can, and it was like 80 milligrams of caffeine. So they weren't all bad. I wasn't gonna die or anything, but yeah.
I had it once. I didn't care for it.
But sorry, you had 2 more stories, Ashton?
I have two more bonus stories. So, I think the same year as the last. I think as the last one. This was the last year where Noah was still here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Noah Fry. No, not that.
Heller.
The
Noah Heller. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him. We met him in 6th grade.
and we were having free time in Fayette playing. It was either Poison. You know, like the basketball game where you have to shoot it in order to get the letters.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
horse?
Horse.
Pigs.
Or, well, pigs if you're fucking stupid.
I can't spell.
Isn't it called like Poison or something?
There was a variant of the that was called Poison that had like additional rules.
I've never.
I think it was Poison specifically.
There's also like
Yeah.
around the world.
And I was very, very stubborn with that game. So what
As
ended
you are.
shut up. What ended up happening was the guy threw the ball. It landed on the like rim and bounced off. It was my turn, but you know how you can't let it touch the ground.
Yeah.
So here's the ball, and here's me. Here are the bleachers. I booked it toward that basketball, caught it, and slammed into the bleachers head first. Blacked out for like 2 seconds,
That's what you're blacking out.
and then I'm there like laying on the bleachers like, what happened? I still had the ball in my hands.
You did
Clearly
it.
still won.
Woo! Did you win?
Did you? Damn.
Mr. Fester came over like, are
Mr. Fester.
you okay? Like, Jesus.
I doubt he would say, "Are you okay?" Like Jesus, but
I don't know.
I don't know. It's Mr. Fester. And then
just check.
well, and then the second one was during winter. I was going to either carpentry or tech ed. And you know how they're at the high school, but we were in 8th grade.
Oh.
So I had to walk over to the doors.
Yeah.
One day when the roads were a bit icy, you know how they have that rope
Yeah,
that
right.
separates the two.
I knew you were gonna talk about the rope.
I knew you were fucking do it.
I decided to try to slide under the rope,
You clothesline yourself?
but ended up getting clothesline, falling backwards so hard, like very hard, and slamming the back of my head on the concrete ice.
You were so stupid.
Somehow didn't get any repercussions from that.
Somehow that's the one that didn't have me black out. And I got up and walked to class.
Well, I
It
would
was
have
like
fucked
Whoopsie
up.
Daisy.
I would have fucked up.
That reminds me when I was also in tech ed. Real quick, I'll preference this by saying we no longer talk to Jackson Rasmussen.
We hate Jackson Rasmussen.
He got addicted to drugs and does cocaine. He has
What?
cocaine. Jackson Rasmussen. His birthday is January 7th,
Just dox him.
2005.
Damn.
I know.
He
I went
does
to a
coke?
birthday party once. That was back when he was
Black
4.
Police.
He does-
Yeah. Police, if you want to find him, I don't know his address.
He's
He
done-
moved out of Merrimack. He used to live at Merrimack.
He
and
does
moved to
coke?
Sauk.
I didn't
He
know
got
that
bad.
shit. I didn't know that shit. I knew his
He got
girlfriend was a
addicted to
vampire.
nicotine and then vaping weed.
And coke.
Yeah.
Everything everything went extremely downhill once his father figure was gone.
Yeah. But and alcohol. But
Well, that's
anyways,
enough harassing a man.
I realize now it was kind of really mean, but almost every other day on the way to Tech Ed, I would run up behind Riley and Jackson and just full smack both of their heads with both arms. Just, bah! And it was absolutely amazing. But one time, like, as we were on our way over there, Jackson just walked straight into a pole.
Good.
Just full force,
Good.
was not looking, just
Good.
pole. I don't remember much of it, but yeah, that was a goofy little thing.
I had one where I don't remember where my mom was living. I think we're like in Milwaukee.
Real quick, I want to say it was stupid because even in the winter, they said they would give us a lunch detention if we threw snowballs at each other, which is super stupid. But sorry,
Where
your
did
mom
that
and your
go?
Milwaukee.
Anyways, I think we were living in Milwaukee. I don't know. I was I was like 11, 12, somewhere around there. And we went. I really went to this park, and they had those things where you sit in it and it spins, but you have to propel it, so you keep spinning. They look like little tulips, and you like sit in it.
Kind of like the teacups at most rides. Okay.
Like,
you
the
like
thing
sit
they had
in
at Tower Rock.
Yeah, you like sit in it and you propel it with your body, and you just start spinning. in
Oh
circles.
yeah.
all the self.
Those went hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We both got in them, and we were going so fucking fast. I don't know how fast. We both fly the fuck out of both of them, crack our heads on the cement, get up, we're like, we just walk back to my mom. We're like, Mom, my head kind of hurt. Like I remember flying through the air. I remember spinning and then looking up at the sky. I was like, what the fuck? Just, like, I got thrown out of it.
I get up from injury.
I was like, okay. My brother was like sobbing. I'm like, oh, okay.
I totally could have died on the Tower Rock playground.
Pretty sure anyone could.
Yeah,
That
well, yeah.
shit was
That shit was just
But-
good.
There were really good swings at that playground, and me and Austin, he has been mentioned a couple times on the podcast. We would swing really high, and they were like 15-foot tall swings. We would be parallel with the bar,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
And then you
equal
like
to,
jump
not
off.
parallel. That would be vertical. Perpendicular, yeah, perpendicular with the bar holding up the swings. And then we would jump off at that height with that speed. We'd be falling for like a solid 2 seconds at least.
Gross.
That's a long time to be falling. And sometimes my legs would like
Buckle.
have shoots of pain as I landed on them.
Man, I
That's called
wonder
because
why.
I was a child.
That's
But
called,
sometimes
what
I
is
did,
it called? That's called shingles.
sometimes I did cool parkour rolls on the wood chips. But yeah, no, and that was awful. But there was one time in that playground where this wasn't anything to do with the swings. I used to have a nemesis.
Was it in the front playground or was it the back playground?
I'll put in the Vine boom sound effect. It was that one chick that joined us in 3rd grade that we all hated. That was really annoying. That
AF.
no, JC.
Oh.
Yeah, that person. The
She's-
2-letter acronym.
She's kind of alright now.
Yeah, she's fine. But
She only posted
Yeah.
her boyfriend.
there was one time where because of her, she like threw me off of one of the spinny things while you were standing. Like you were, one of the things that you stood on,
Yeah,
and then you were spun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that
She threw me off of one of those, or like knocked me off, and I fell on my back and got stabbed in the back with a wood chip. Which also reminds me of one time when I was a child at the family reunion, where I was just walking around barefoot on a playground and just got stabbed through the big toe with a wood chip.
Ooh.
That is like the worst playground material.
Yeah, where I
Who
think
thought of that?
So, I just thought of 2 more. These are the last ones, I swear.
I have one more. And I'm good.
So, one day when I was walking home, or going home from Phil's house, it was Joey. You know how
Still with us.
You know how I have the longboard?
Yeah. Oh my
I
God,
don't know where that went,
I love that
but
shit.
You gotta find that.
That smile, yeah.
Whatever. So we were going home here, and I was on my longboard. From Joey's perspective, I have 1 second I was there, and then another I was gone. And what happened was we were talking, I think, about like Wii U games.
Yeah.
There was a pothole that I didn't see. One of the wheels ended up going into it, and this is the skateboard. This is me.
Jesus
For
Christ.
reference, he was launched.
Imagine.
I don't know which arm it was, but I scraped like the entirety of the forearm.
Oh.
Yikes.
Even though that's like a tough place, that's like the worst place to scrape.
And then you wanna know what happened?
What happened?
I got back up and went home.
Yeah.
Is that where you were heading? I've missed the first part of the story.
Yeah,
now.
he was going home.
Ah.
That's why I said, what actually lived here?
And then this is the earliest injury that I know of. When I was a baby,
Yo,
my
baby?
mom and my mother and father took me to a playground. Shut up.
When
I
they
saw
were
that.
together.
And my dad was on the swing. Unbeknownst to him, I was walking under him. So my mom saw it last second, but it was too late. My dad ended up, full force, either like kicking me or launching me.
Jesus.
There was a game where you used to run between the people who were swinging and try not to get your shit racked.
Yeah. But so you know.
Why
No,
are
we
you out
don't
of-
actually.
Why are you
no.
out of breath?
I'm just thinking of
The
Is
past.
that the millennial pause?
about
No.
all of the injuries I've accumulated over the years. How
Yeah.
stupid they are.
I don't
Yes,
know.
Phil.
Was that the end of that story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they never told me more than that. So.
Nah. But just because you reminded me of my first ever childhood injury that was like memorable enough for me to be told about. This is just from stories that were told to me. I was 2 years old, and my dad had two iguanodons. Iguanas, not iguanodons. Those are dinosaurs. They had iguanas.
Audio
God.
listeners, you remember that notification sound you heard earlier? I sent a very silly picture.
Okay, but when I was like 2, my dad had 2 iguanas. Again, not iguanodons; those are dinosaurs.
Those are dinosaurs.
They had iguanas. One was named Draco. I don't remember.
Yeah, dude.
I don't remember, but it's not important to the story. Well, one of them tail whipped me in the face.
Woo.
That was the last straw for the iguanas. They
They're dead.
quickly got rid of them afterwards.
What a mean creature. Well, these have been some really, really great injury stories. I think I could tell one more just on my own account, and this was probably my longest lasting injury. What are you pointing your finger up to? What are you doing? What are you doing? On to the episode.
Back to the episode.
Back to the episode. Hi.
Back to the 10
Well,
minutes
welcome
we
to
have
the
left.
episode. This was finally, you made it to the point in which we realized that the microphone was set to the one that's on the wall that's a headset, and not the good omnidirectional mic. So what I was getting back to is I actually do have a story or two for my own reservoir of bad injuries. And like I said earlier, most of them are on the left side of my body. I already talked about how I just kind of fell into a small thing, like a gap or whatever. Either way,
I have 2 other major injuries. One in which I broke my arm, and one in which caused half of my second toe on my left foot to be semi-decapitated.
Oh yeah.
So I'll go over those real
Forgot
quick.
about that.
So the first one to have happened was the arm. It would have been 5th grade. I was at Devil's Head Ski Resort because my we had a family friend who worked there, as well as my older cousin. They were both snowboard instructors, so they wanted to teach me how to snowboard, obviously. So I was with Greg. Greg is the name of my cousin.
Greg.
I'm not gonna bother.
Gregory?
You know, I'm not gonna
Gregory?
censor this out. Yeah, Gregory. I'm not gonna bother. Gregory. So I'm not gonna bother censoring that name out. But, you know, he was there. He was teaching me all day. And, you know, we had a fun time. We had a blast. We were practicing all day, and then it was about time that we were going to leave. And, you know, I was a little bummed out that, you know, we didn't get to go down the entirety of the basic baby bitch hill. So then Greg's like, you know, we'll go up there. You know, you can experience the ski lift. You can go up there, and then we'll just do that, and then we'll be on our way. And I was like, awesome, fantastic. And, you know, I go down the majority of this hill. Pretty dang fine. Except I realize I'm way ahead of where my cousin is. I'm like, oh dang, I need to slow down. And then I remember, oh yeah, you have to tilt to slow down. But instead of tilting, so no, these aren't skis. That was on a snowboard.
Oh yeah.
So I have to tilt backwards to slow down. My dumb ass tilts forward instead, flips around, and then I end up fracturing my arm. And I know it was fractured because I heard like it hurt a lot, but I didn't hear it crack or anything. So then, you know, we make our way down the rest of the hill afterwards. You know, I'm crying because I'm a baby bitch. And then we meet up with Fuckface. We hate that guy. And, you know, the family friend. You know, Brent?
The one who hangs out sometimes.
No, that's Justin. Justin's
No,
face.
not him. The one that came to the bonfire once.
That was, oh yeah, that's Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, so Fuckface comes by, hate him, and he, you know, he's like, oh, we have to take off your jacket just to make sure. He's like, no, I'm fine. I don't think it's broken or anything. So then he makes me take off my fucking jacket. That's when I hear the snap, and then my arm gets broken there. So it would have just been fractured, but you know, this jacket, obviously, because we were poor, we didn't bother getting me a new jacket every year. It was a bit small. So it caused my arm to snap the rest of the way, and then we had to take me to the hospital shortly after, and they called it a janitor's break because even a janitor would know that arm is broken. So luckily it didn't poke out or anything, like it didn't, like, you know, bone poke out my arm or anything.
Yeah.
But it had like you see how it's like flat there? Imagine bump up to there and then down.
That reminded me, the kid. We'll call him Addison.
I remember him.
Addison was a funky little kid. His dad was a drug addict, but
Average
as
day.
you do in Bluffview. But there was he was over at my house for some reason, even though we didn't really like him.
Because he was Haley's friend.
Kind of. I think he thought he was Haley's friend,
Yeah.
and
Like,
Haley
and nobody
was
bothered to
too
correct.
kind-hearted to let him know that we didn't like him. Yeah, he was over, and then he broke his arm. I can't for the life of me remember how it happened. I think on a longboarding thing, but
The whole movie? Sorry. Go ahead.
he broke his arm, and just, like, his arm, it looked like half of it just got, like, cut and put in a new layer and, like, shifted up, like,
Yeah.
4, 5 pixels.
I don't remember that.
Like, it was just, like,
Funny looking.
straight, and then straight up, and then straight again.
Fucking look like Tetris piece.
Yeah, it was terrifying. That's the only, like, broken bone I've seen.
Yeah. So that was the time that I broke my arm. And then shortly after the next year, this would have been the first year of middle school. I'm not sure if Ashton, you would have been the only... Ashton, you guys would have been in middle school, obviously. Same grade. Phil, you wouldn't have
We had the skiing trip. Are you talking about the skiing trip?
It's not the skiing trip. That was a
That's
different
what
thing.
I
So...
went skiing in 6th grade.
No, not in 6th grade. That was all
Oh, I
5th grade.
remember that. That's more like second
Oh no,
grade.
I didn't do that because of my injury, because of the
didn't-
injury that we got to talk about.
Oh.
So, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but you guys remember how at the beginning, like near the beginning, like during the fall, I had crutches?
No.
Yes.
So what happened is that me and my parents, because we have a fireplace, and we had to get wood for it. So we were transferring wood from the back of the back property that we have, and bringing it down in like this big cart. And then we brought it to the backyard. We put on our panels and such in preparation. And we were using my grandpa's Kubota, and it didn't have a cab over top. It was still like the open design Kubota.
What about Chuck?
And what?
I know you explained this. What's a Kubota? Wait, I have it. It's like 4-wheeler. It had a
It's like
child with
it's
the
like-
golf cart.
it's like 4-wheeler.
So a Kubota is a specific brand of tractor that I think specializes in general use. And there you can tell it's a Kubota because it's colored orange. It's like
They're always orange.
that's not true.
I've driven
John
it.
Deere. That's the other big brand that's here is they don't do orange because they're green. But yeah, either way. So we were using my grandpa's. It didn't have a cab over, but it had like an arch in the back so that we can put in like the slow and then the backup lights up there. And what we would do is that sometimes, like if we want to do something, obviously it's a one-person thing, so we would stand and hold on to that arch. So we'd stand on the back of it and on the thing, like onto the frame essentially, and then we'd ride it that way. You're not really supposed to do that. But my dumbass, I decided to stand on these two metal rod things that are poking out the back. What I didn't know is that those were like counterbalances to the hydraulic system that raises the bucket in the front. Or not the bucket in the front. It was actually the lift for the lawn mowing bit on the bottom. And we're going down the hill. My mom has to raise them up so that way, we don't when we go from the grass to the pavement, that it doesn't like drag against the pavement. So she lifts that up. I realize that the bars that I'm standing on are also rising up. I'm like, oh, that's a bit peculiar. And then my feet are slowly being compressed into the backside of the tractor.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
God.
oh, that's no good.
Oh,
so I
that,
start.
that hurts.
I'm like,
That's no good.
that's no good.
She's like
And,
pounding on
yeah.
the glass.
So my dumb brain decided, my feet hurt. I should get them out. So I tried prying my foot out. I got the one out and put on the top where where my foot should have been. And then I was pulling on this foot, my left one, to get it out.
Yeah.
And obviously it was too late by then. So then my mom had to undo it because it goes on an automatic.
Yeah.
So she couldn't stop it. She had to wait for it to stop, and then she had to lower it again. And then by the time that happened, I was already taking off because it was one of those cool pairs of Converse that had like the zippers on the side because if you were too lazy to actually
Yeah.
tie your shoes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I didn't learn how to tie my shoes until like after middle school.
Oh, don't worry. So did I.
Yeah, it took a little too long for me to learn. how to
I
tie
didn't.
my
I
shoes.
didn't bother learning.
I was bad.
I was your
at it.
professional shoe tire
Ow.
during the beginning of high school.
Yeah.
That was funny.
You learned it. You learned it before I did.
What?
Yeah.
It was weird.
So I took it off. I took off my sock, and then I realized that the second toe on my left foot, so what would be your pointer finger, the last digit and a half of it was dangling.
Bye bye.
Oh.
And that was no good, so we rushed to the hospital, and then he's like, we can reattach it, but first of all, we're missing half of a bone. That toenail isn't going to grow back, and it's probably just going to die anyways within a couple of weeks because it just doesn't have all the stuff. So, and we were like, yeah, just amputate at that point. So then the nurses had to pin me down to get the the fucking needles in me because I have a deathly fear of needles. And then I watched The Walking Dead in the room while
God.
they basically trimmed part of my toe off, which was wild. And it looks fine now, but it is very funny that I was watching The Walking Dead while doing it.
That's a big
You
How-
were watching The Walking Dead while on an anesthetic.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
so
That had to have been so like.
traumatizing.
Yeah.
No. I
How?
like The Walking Dead.
Okay.
How are they missing?
Was it like?
How was I missing half the bone?
Yeah. Where
So-
did it go?
In the tractor.
into the backyard because I took off the sock, and it was dangling. So it must have just fallen into the backyard
up.
somewhere.
Oh,
Shut up,
I thought
shut
you
up,
meant like
shut
the
up.
skin was attached, but it was just weirdly like.
So to describe it, imagine like like the top layer of skin. That's
Yeah.
kind of the only thing that was staying everything together.
Oh!
Yeah,
So there was a hole where the bone just fell out?
probably. I didn't really look at it because obviously I don't really want to look at my foot, and also they had it like covered so that I wouldn't get infected or anything while they were like looking at it.
That makes sense.
So, and like a weird anecdote is that snipping skin sounds like clipping toenails.
Shut up. I will
Oh.
puke on you.
Oh.
And
Aki.
And my toe looks normal now. It basically looks like when you curl your toes. You know how you can't see the bottom half of your toes, like when you curl them over.
Yeah.
It just looks like that, but permanent.
Shawty, you always got your toes curling.
It's so true. But yeah, that's my own personal experience with stupid injuries. And with that, I think that kind of wraps up today's episode to a conclusion. So I'm just gonna point at your tallies in the brain, like.
Wow.
Damn, you're so
She
fast
pointed.
at that.
Yeah, I had to calculate all that. I also realized I didn't write down anything, so I'm just gonna go subjective by who had the best stories here.
That's so valid.
That also takes us away from Distractable just the slightest bit. We love Distractable so much, but at the same time, we do need to put our own twist on it to an
That's so
extent.
Bob does that every single episode.
Oh yeah,
Bob
where he
goes,
just makes
"Story."
yeah. So I think honestly, I think today's winner is definitely Ashton. You had the most stories. You had the most fun to listen to stories. I'd say you
And
did have great
I-
stories, but one of them wasn't yours. It was your sister's
I had-
technically, and it did add to yours. But at the same
I
time,
was gonna say that.
that
yeah.
was still not technically not your stories.
I had the most head injuries.
You did have the most head injuries, and you also got a point for just not remembering half these shit. My favorite part is how you always say, "Oh yeah, from the perspective of the other person," because you blocked out on half of them. So you have to tell from the
No, two
perspective-
of them.
Yeah, two. I guess you did tell like quite a few stories, but it's still very funny.
At least Haley's story was from my perspective.
I literally cannot send you this video.
Is it too big?
Yes.
Jesus.
I told you.
It's 22 minutes long.
Cut it into multiple
Wow.
parts.
You
That's
could do
true.
that.
I'm
Or
not
send a
gonna do
link.
For reference, Maddie is trying to send me her footage from inside of the escape room because we're gonna add together that video.
That's
Okay,
what we get
okay.
back.
But yeah, I definitely say today's winner was definitely Ashton. I think you had the best and most fun stories to listen to, including a giant flaming piece of wood with nail,
it.
and then just being Angry Birds launched by a longboard.
Not Angry Birds launched.
But yeah, I think that kind of wraps up. Do you have an outro speech?
Oh no! Bonus one.
No, I
No,
swear to
no,
God,
no,
we're
no,
over
no,
with this goddamn thing.
No, this one's very short.
Okay.
So we went camping. Yeah, you were there. Noah was there. Riley,
yeah.
We were about to leave. Phil gives me this container of liquid that I think is water. So I start pouring it on the fire to put it out. And so then I'm pouring it. And more smoke comes from the fire. So I'm like, oh, this is weird. And then all of a sudden I just get a face full of fire. And it turns out it was mosquito repellent. I singe all of this arm hair off. None of this gets touched. None of my head hair got touched.
That's
It
fine.
was just the arm hair.
That
It was very hot.
is true.
Yeah.
Fire's hot.
I thought you-
Anyway, I'm
No
done.
way.
As the winner of this episode, do you? Oh, well, you have one more thing to add.
No, just after he gives his winner speech.
Okay.
I wanna
Do you
give
have a
speech.
winner's speech from being victorious on this great episode of Gamers Podcast?
I'm so confused.
Audio listeners, we love you to death. Ashton is currently opening what seems to be YouTube and going to the most
Ashton?
recent search and. I think
That is all.
Thank you, Ashton.
What if we just edit it after with the fucking weed grass noise? Okay, you have something to add?
Yeah, if I could give a loser speech.
Oh my God.
Okay, loser speech.
I will no longer be gracious as a loser, as it has been 6 episodes since I last hosted.
Loser.
Counting.
It's been 5 since
Maddie?
oh my god, win.
They are tyrants.
Okay.
It was Ashley, and then Ashton, and then Ashley, and now Ashton again.
Yeah.
This is tyranny. They're trading.
I think it's okay.
That was
feel
completely on
fear.
accident. I just think that Ashton had the best stories.
I don't like being the host.
There.
Like,
The only reason that Ashley won last time was because I didn't know how to tally correctly.
I don't like being the host.
Yeah. We love being tyrants. I think we can just kind of conclude today's episode, you know?
Yeah.
Just, I swear to God, if you don't end it on the weak crash noise, I'm gonna kill you.
Also, Maddie,
What?
is it gamers log off or gamers log out that you keep saying?
I think it's log off.
I think
What
we
happened
should
to the
say
chocolate?
gamers log out because that's what the email is,
It is gamers log out.
and I keep forgetting what the email is.
It's gamers log out.
Gamers.
But even however much I love gamers out,
Gamers log out is
gamers
so
log
much
out
funnier.
grows on me. It's
Gamers-
been
So
growing
much
on me.
funnier.
Yeah.
Gamers log out.
You gotta say the thing.
You have to say the thing.
No,
it's
you have
your
to.
thing.
No, you have to start it with you screaming that. You have to
Doesn't always
scream
have to be
your
like
bit.
that.
I don't want to
Doesn't have to be coordinated.
Anyways.
If you
No,
would do the
no,
honors
normally,
of
normally
our
Phil's
lovely
goes.
outro.
Phil normally says gamers out, and then I scream gamers log off, and then you scream like and subscribe.
Yeah.
That's normally how it goes.
Yes, yeah. So
Do
the end of
it.
this episode is a little
We're
bit.
doing it.
Did
Say
you
the
know
thing.
that James
But
and
it's-
Matthew-
shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
But the original plan is it's the host job to say gamers out.
Gamers log off.
Like and subscribe.
No, it's no.
Too bad.
Gamers log out.
Yeah.
Gamers log out is so much.
It's pretty good. Anyways,
Gamers
gamers.
log out.
I love cock.
It's about time that you said it.
That's not even.
Like and subscribe.